Hi everyone, welcome to 1000 Simple Recipes. Today I'm going to do a Mexican rice with orange juice and coriander. And I'm going to have it with the chili con carne that I've just made. Now this is just a fantastic accompaniment to a chili con carne or any other meal for that matter. So here's my version of the Mexican rice. Here's our ingredients for our Mexican rice, and I've got some basmati rice here, but you could use any short or long grained rice. I've got some orange juice, I've got some water, I've got some butter, a red onion, some chopped coriander and some salt. And as always, the recipe and the ingredients are in the description box below. Here we have our Mexican rice starting, and the first thing I've got is about 1.5 tablespoons of butter in the pot, and I'm just going to add one finely diced red onion, and we're just going to fry that up for a few minutes, and then we'll add some freshly chopped coriander or cilantro to that. And while these onions are frying, one thing I always do when I cook rice is I always wash it. I wash it and rinse it 3 times and get rid of all the dirt, and it's amazing how much that affects the quality of the dish at the end, because you basically get a much cleaner rice, and it just tastes that much better. So really, that's one of my tips for cooking rice, is to wash it and rinse it 3 times before you cook it. So we're going to just get these onions frying away, and then we'll add our coriander. I might just add a teaspoon of salt right now. So I've just turned this up to a medium-high heat, and I really want to get these onions starting to just get a little bit of translucent nature to them. And I'm just going to add my about 1.5 tablespoons of chopped, finely chopped fresh cilantro or coriander. And I'm just going to, you could add actually in here now and fry up with the onions some red peppers or capsicum, some peas, they go really well in it. So yeah, feel free to experiment with this rice. These onions are just starting to get a little bit of translucence to them, and I'm just going to add my rice, fry that up for a few minutes. And I've got about 1 cup of basmati rice here, and once this starts to, just want the onions and the coriander flavours just to go through, and the rice to absorb some of that little bit of moisture that the onions and coriander have given off, and then we'll add our orange juice. Now I've fried this rice for about 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm now going to add my orange juice. There's about exactly a cup of orange. You could use fresh juice, or especially try and get fresh juice. It's just going to taste that much better. But if you can't, use packaged juice. 1/2 cup of water as well, and we're just going to bring this up to a boil, a vigorous boil, and then we're going to put the lid on it and turn your heat down to the very lowest heat, and let that simmer for at least 15 to 17, 18 minutes. And if you're using a electric stove, what I usually do is I would bring it up to a boil, and I'd have another element on that was on a very low heat. So as soon as it brought up to a boil, I put the lid on it and then transfer it to the other element that is on a low heat, so that way you don't have any time for the heat to go down in the element. Now this has just come to the boil, and I'm just going to put a lid on this, turn the heat down right down to low, and leave that on for at least 15 minutes, and turn the heat off after 15 minutes and leave it rest for 5, and you'll have the perfect Mexican rice. So here we are with our Mexican rice, and I tell you, that looks just fantastic. And I'm just going to have a taste of this, and I'm just going to have this with my chili con carne, so check the link. That's very, very delicious, and you can have this with a burrito. Like I said, with my chili con carne, with a curry, it's fantastic. But check the link for my chili con carne, and also subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week on 1,000 Simple Recipes.